Randy Pierson here, Vice President of Life and Annuities for Gordon Marketing, and today with me, I've got Paul Bechtold, the manager of our Your Family Bank program, and we're going to talk about compound interest. Perhaps with some people, a misunderstood concept. We're going to bring it down to its simplest form. Stay tuned. All right, Paul. You know, compound interest seems pretty easily understandable to me. However, I do come across advisors and a lot of consumers out there that really don't understand it, right? Do you have like a simple way to better describe how that works?
I'm glad you asked that question, Randy. Well, I just happen to have that. And compound interest is not as difficult as people make it out to be. In particular, what I want to hit at is how people get at a point in their life and they just don't have as much money as they were hoping that they would have, right? Mm-hmm. We've seen that problem all too often. And we want to help our agents out there help their clients to fix that problem most effectively, right?
Absolutely.
So let's boil it down to its simplest elements, right? I got a good little prop here that's going to illustrate just a fulcrum lever type of thing. So I'm going to put my old engineering hat on and we're going to kind of go down this route. But let's think about the three variables that help people leverage, and that's the premise I want to present here is leveraging our money best, right? So obviously it starts with how much capital are we going to put into the product that we're going to leverage, right? It's going to be predicated on how much time we're going to compound the money and at what interest rate we're going to grow our money at, right? So let's look at this fulcrum lever illustration here. And let's think of the pen here that's at the top as the timeline. And obviously time is going to change as we get older. Each day that we live, that line's going to get just a little bit shorter, isn't it? Right? And let's think of the fulcrum as the interest rate, right? So now what I want you to do is think about how those two interrelate, okay? When interest rates go up, we effectively make a longer lever, don't we, when we do that? And when interest rates go down, we effectively have a shorter lever, right? Okay? And so what's operative about that is this. What we're trying to do is we're trying to take our money and lever it and get more output from the leverage, right? Okay? So we have obviously a limited amount of money we can start with. So we have a finite entity there that we can fund our investment with first, right? And Randy, how much control do we have over interest rates?
A lot of times, not a lot of control.
You don't have any control at all, right? It's set for you, right? So as interest rates go up, we have a little bit more leverage, but as they go down, okay, we lose leverage, which has been the precedent over the last few years, right?
Absolutely.
We have falling interest rates, which have led to lower yields, right? Okay. So what is the one element that we can control the best? It's controlling all the time we have to the best of our ability, because each day we live one day longer, we have a little bit less of it, right? And you would agree, in your 30 years plus of experience in the business, is too many people get to the end of time to realize that they've run out of time, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so the point of today's Selling Life and Annuities video presentation is to say that nothing's ever going to replace the amount of time that you have to compound your money, okay? There's very little you can do as far as your interest rate yield, and there's very, very little you can do. Obviously, we're trying to get money out of it, so throwing more money into it becomes more and more difficult, right? Yeah. So for you advisors out there watching, what I would say is this: you need to get in front of your clients. You need to emphasize that taking care of business today, it can never be replaced. And, I'll worry about that later is not a good concept when it comes to leveraging our wealth building advantage and our retirement for the future. Would you agree, Randy?
Yeah, absolutely. And the really unfortunate reality that most Americans don't want to consider is when it comes to when they retire, it's maybe not their choice, right? Sometimes life circumstances foist upon them when they might have to access money, right? That time frame is shortened, not by their control, but by somebody else's control.
Yeah.
So from within your world, your family bank, debt elimination space, what gives the agent the tools and or the consumer the tools to best take advantage of that concept, compounding interest?
Well, obviously, the earlier in life we can talk to people, and talking to people that are fresh out of college with student loan debts and that kind of thing. Earlier we can talk to people. The more time that we have to both work on getting them out of debt, but also leverage up their wealth for the future, which is what we're able to do both jobs at the same time, right? The other thing is, having conversations with parents about juvenile UL policies, juvenile whole life policies, getting their kids started younger, not succumbing to the same mistakes that they made.
Absolutely.
is a huge thing to think about too. So, the earlier you can start, the more you can commit to putting into the policies. Okay. Good rule of thumb that we use in YFB is 10 times your age. So if you're 30, at least 300 a month. If you're 40, at least 400 a month. Yeah. Because as we get older, we have less time to compound, so we have to put more money into it.
And I think one of the beauties of the Your Family Bank program is that we spend a lot of time talking about debt elimination and helping consumers get out of debt. One of the few programs marketed within the insurance industry to educate clients, consumers on that solution, right? But the side benefit that we don't tend to talk about as much is the fact that it becomes a wealth building strategy, right? And through the use of compound interest and guaranteed whole life products that we market through the system. And so we're achieving a myriad of goals and objectives, right? We're accomplishing a lot for that consumer through that one simple premium payment every month.
And one thing I'd like to add to what you just said is, in most cases I see where people have debt that's out of control, they're also not saving for retirement. Okay, the two go hand in hand, and the common denominator, the universal element there, is a lack of preparation.
Absolutely, and to some, and I keep harping on this, but I do so because I think it is so true. The other reason they don't do anything about it is nobody has shown them the solution, right? Nobody has shown them the solution. And it excites me so much that we've got a program like Your Family Bank, that we help agents in this debt elimination space because we give them the tools to bring that solution, that light at the end of the tunnel, to their clients. And as long as they have the conversations, right? As long as the agent starts a conversation, has a dialogue with a prospective client about these kinds of solutions, we could virtually guarantee them that they'll have more clients than they could possibly help. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And the impact that you can create for families and business owners as well, the impact you can create in a short period of time is absolutely astounding and surprises most people.
Yeah. And speaking of impact, if you're an agent, if you're an advisor watching this video and you gain some impact from this, please do me a favor and reach out to Paul. Paul, if an agent wanted to learn more about the Your Family Bank program or these concepts, how can they reach you?
You can reach me directly at my cell phone, 317-626-3054, or paul@gordonmarketing.com, available 24/7.
Absolutely. And additionally, if you receive some impact from this video, do me a favor and click subscribe down at the bottom, as well as the notification bell, so that every time we come out with content, you'll be sure and be notified. But for now, unfortunately, Paul, we must call this episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end. We'd like to wish you happy selling.